Good morning, dear student. Today we are going to study our 1.4 lesson Pillars of Democracy. It is written by Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, who is known as the chief architect of the Indian Constitution. In this lesson, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar he has focused on democracy, and he says that in democracy means equal right should be given to all the people of our country, irrespective of any kind of discrimination, caste, creed, language, religion, etc. But he has emphasized on the point that in means hero worship. If in politics, if we people we will do hero worship to the politician, then what will happen? They will deteriorate the democracy, and it is very much detrimental to the progress of the nation, according to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. And on the other hand, what is hero worship? Hero worship means what? Means excessive admiration of any personality. For example, in film industry, Amitabh Bachchan is hero worship by his fan. Most of the fans they hero worship Amitabh Bachchan. But that is okay. According to B.R. Ambedkar, hero worship in the path of the salvation of God is okay. To means hero worship of God is a good thing in a religious perspective. But if you will hero worship to the politician, then what will happen? They will exploit the people. Okay, hero worship. Some person they hero worship film star. Some person they hero worship cricketer. Means what? Excessive admiration. Okay, if you will give excessive admiration to the politician, then they will become dictator. And 100 years back, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar he has said that in politics, hero worship is detrimental for the progress of the nation. But nowadays, what is happening? What we saw in our country, most of the people they hero worship Narendra Modi. Okay, and that day is not far away. That day will come, he will become dictator. Okay, dictatorship will become prevalent in our country. So according to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, he says that in politics means one man, one vote, one value. We are giving one person. One person can give only one vote, and his value be counted only one. But what happened? These politicians they are exploiting the poor people, all the people of our country, in the social perspective and economic perspective. For example, when they get the power, they are not coming to peep into those villages whether their subjects are happy or not. In 5 years, one time they are coming and they are begging the votes from the people, and once they got the vote, when they come to power, at that time what will happen? They will not bother their subject, means people. So those people are exploited socially and economically. Okay, in the lockdown, what we saw, most of the people from all over the country they travel by walking. Some people die thousands of kilometers on cycling somewhere by doing cycling. They went to their native place within means 15 days, 10 days it took. So what about the politicians? They never bother about them. Okay, so in means socially and economically, your exploitation is would be done by this politician. So Dr. B. Ambedkar he told 100 years back, 130 years back. Okay, if you see, he was born in 1891. 1891. 14 April 1891 he was born, and his father's village is Ambaudwe in Ratnagiri. Okay, it is a native village of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. But Dr. B.R. Ambedkar he was born in Mau village. It is a cantonment. This village is a cantonment area. It comes in Madhya Pradesh, 13 to 15 kilometers from Indore in Madhya Pradesh. It is a cantonment area, and his father was working in the British East India Company as an army officer on a low grade. Okay, and on the basis of his father's source, he got the scholarship in in Columbia University, USA. Okay, there he did MA, sociology, economics, political science, history, four subject. He was master, and later on he got a scholarship in PhD from Columbia University. Then he went to UK. So in this way, this Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, he says that in the politics, if you will make the leader as a hero, you will hero worship the leader, that is detrimental to our democracy. And Abraham Lincoln, he has given the quotation that democracy is of the people, for the people, by the people. Okay, where each and every people of our country have a right to vote to the representative once in a 5 years, and those government will look after for the welfare of the people of our country. Okay, but in reality we did not see all these things. Okay, economic exploitation is very common, and social exploitation is also very common in our Indian society. Now let us have a glance on the pillars of democracy. Our title, Pillars of Democracy. What are the pillars of democracy? There are 4 pillars of democracy. 4 pillars. Executive, media, legislative, judiciary. So this legislative pillar comprises of Parliament, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. Means institution which makes law. Parliament makes law. Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha is the upper house, and Lok Sabha is a lower house where directly we vote to our MP, and Rajya Sabha is represent the state, and Vidhan Sabha, MLA comes in under Vidhan Sabha. They makes law, and their function is to make the law, and after once the law is passed in the houses, it is sent to the executive. Who are the executive? President, Vice President, Council of Ministers, Attorney General and Governor. So once the law is passed in the Parliament, it is sent to this executive. From legislative it comes to executive. So executive is president. President is of India is the nominal head, and real head is the Prime Minister of India. So what happened? He will sign the bill. Once the bill is signed, it becomes act. It becomes law. Okay. So Vice President, Council of Ministers, Attorney General and Governor of the state. Okay. So these are the executive body, executive power. And in democracy, the powers are divided. Okay, into different department. Minister, for example, Prime Minister, he will divide his portfolio. He will divide his power. He will give the power. The theory of the separation of power by Montesquieu. Okay, it is given by the Montesquieu. So what will happen? He will divide his power. He will make a finance minister, home minister, agriculture minister. Okay, children's welfare ministry, education ministry, different ministry becomes different ministry. Under different ministry, they divide their power. Now what happened here? This judiciary, what is the role of judiciary? Judiciary means court, Supreme Court, High Court, Session Court. So their duty is to keep a watch whether the law this Parliament has made it is applied properly or not. If suppose they are doing the violation of law takes place in our country, so this court is open for all the citizens of our country. You should approach the court and you can file the writ petition, PIL, public interest litigation, okay, in the court, and the court will take the decision. The court will look after all the all this procedure, whether this law is properly applied or not. Okay, keep the watch. Judiciary is a watch. They are keeping the watch on what? On the law. Whatever law has passed, it is applied properly or not. If any illegal activities takes place, then court is there to monitor and rebuke the this politician. Then next is last one is media. Is the fourth stage. This is fourth number. Legislative first. This is second. This one is second number, and this is third. Judiciary is the third, and last is the media. What is the role of media? The role of media is to means find out where the government commits mistake, whatever means policies are framed by the government, whatever law has been passed by the government, it is applied properly or not. Okay, and media is a representative of the people in a democracy. If suppose any any law is not applied properly, so the media will raise its voice on behalf of the people. But nowadays, what happened in earlier times, when the government commits any mistake, so this media used to highlight the mistake of the government, okay, in front of the people. But nowadays, after the advent of social networking site, what is happening? People are bringing the fact, reality, all the datas of the government in front of the people on the social media platform, Twitter, Facebook. From there we comes to know governments are hiding okay, some data, and unemployment data recently they are not showing. So the people, each and every people of our country has become a media in the form of mobile phone. They are having connection with the social networking site. Okay, so during those time media exposed the government, but nowadays what happened? Media is the hiding the government, and people, they are bringing all the ins and outs of the government in front of the masses with the help of the social media. So media, the fourth pillar has been collapsed very badly in present scenario. Okay, media fourth pillar. So these are the pillars of democracy. Now we shall be discussing our first passage, constitutional method. According to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, constitutional method is given given as the right by the Constitution of our India. The Constitution of India has given us the constitutional method. What are those? For example, if suppose I did not like NRC or CEA, so I have the right to protest against the government. But the present government, what happened? Those who are doing the protest against the government, they are telling them anti-national. Okay, NRC and CAA law. Okay, it is my fundamental rights. Okay, to protest against the government. If I does not like the policy, I may take a morcha, protest, and I may raise my voice. Constitutional method given by each and every citizen. It is given to the by the Constitution to each and every citizen of our country. Then what happened? When we take the unconstitutional method, unconstitutional methods are very dominant nowadays. Okay, unconstitutional method means illegal method. Means what happened? Recently bill has been passed in the Rajya Sabha without any voting, simply on the basis of voice the bill was passed. And what happened? There must be a discussion must be taken place with the opposition. But what happened? No discussion, nothing. Directly on the basis of voice they passed unconstitutional method, and all the farmers are on the road. They are protesting in Haryana, Punjab, UP, there, Delhi. Okay, so the unconstitutional method is very much harmful for the society, for our country, for our democracy. Then next, not to lay the liberty at the feet of great men. According to Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, we should not lay our liberty at the feet of great men. What happened? One example I would like to quote on this point is that 3 days back I saw in the news that in Bihar there were on the first phase is on 71 seat, first phase, but among that 71, 61 candidates are those candidates, they are having 28 heinous crime has been registered against those 61 candidates: rape, murder, gang rape, extortion, kidnapping. Okay, 28, 30, 32, 36, like that. But the people of Bihar in each and every party, you will find candidates are there. The heinous crime case has been registered. But what the voter will do? Voter, they will select who has committed less crime, as compared to the 36, 32 to 28. Okay, but all are means that only kidnapping, gang rape, murder, extortion. So all the cases have been registered on this 61 candidate. Now what will happen? Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he will go, he will means back the vote for the for his candidate, but they are having 32, 36 cases. And on the opposition, if you see Rahul Gandhi, he will also back the vote for his candidate. They are the same. But what happened? They are saying democracy. We want to means clean the dirt from the politics. But what happened? They are in the favor of that only, those candidates. So voter gets confused now. Okay, in the Bihar election, this is the condition of the Bihar. Now, don't lay your liberty on the feet of great men. Okay, if you will do so, then you will destroy the democracy. Then bhakti is good in the path of devotion. Bhakti is good thing to get the devotion of God on the path of God. But bhakti is not good in the devotion of any personality, means politician, okay, prime minister. So now bhakti has become very much dominant in our present day society. Most of the people, they are the devotees of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Then next, hero worship. Hero worship in politics is detrimental. So hero worship is to some extent it's okay. You are worshipping means Amitabh Bachchan, Sachin Tendulkar, okay, means you are giving your love and admiration at the highest extent. But in politics, if you will go, give this, they will become dictator. Okay, here in democracy, they will cause a very big harm. So these are the general idea of our first passage. Now we shall be reading the first passage reading. Pillars of democracy. If we wish to maintain democracy, not only in form, but also in fact, what must we do? The first thing in my judgment we must do is to hold fast to constitutional method of achieving our social and economic objectives. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar says that in a democracy, first you should try to find the constitutional method. If any problems comes at that time, make the discussion. Okay, talk to the authorities. Okay, directly don't come on the road and directly don't make the protest. First, means constitutional method you have to follow with the help of discussion and dialogues. Then next, when there is no way left for constitutional method for achieving economic and social objectives, there was a great deal of justification for unconstitutional method. If suppose in economic life is not improving, then socially the people, they are ostracized. The high caste Brahman at that time, they used to exploit the low caste people. So at that time you are having the last option is unconstitutional method. Okay, you have to fight unconstitutionally. But where the methods are open, there can be no justification for this unconstitutional method. These methods are nothing but the grammar of anarchy, and the sooner they are abandoned, the better for us. The second thing we must do is to observe the caution which John Stuart Mill has given to all who are interested in the maintenance of democracy, namely not to lay their liberties at the feet of even a great man, or to trust him with powers which enable him to subvert their institution. John Stuart Mill, what he says that to lay their liberties, he says that don't give your liberties or don't surrender your liberties at the feet of the great man. Otherwise they will become dictator, they will exploit you socially and economically. And this thing we are seeing in our country nowadays. Okay, 100 years back, B.R. Ambedkar, he told he has given this prediction. Now this prediction seems to come true. Next, there is nothing wrong in being grateful to a great man who has rendered lifelong services to the country, but there are limits of gratefulness. What he says, there is no need, nothing to wrong in being grateful to great men who have given their whole life. Okay, you hero worship means Mahatma Gandhi, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who have sacrificed on a positive direction. But there are limits of gratefulness. There must be a limit means excessive admiration of hero worship is okay in the path of the salvation of God, but it's okay but, from the religious perspective. But in this perspective, you are means giving excessive admiration to any other human being, okay, great personality like Prime Minister or President Prime Minister, then what will happen? He will become dictator. He will not respect you because you have surrendered yourself, your liberty at the feet of this great personality. Next, as has been well said by the Irish patriot Daniel O'Connell, no man can be grateful at the cost of his honor. No women can be grateful at the cost of her chastity. No nation can be grateful at the cost of its liberty. No man can be grateful at the cost of his honor. No man can be, whatever he deserves, up to that level, up to that limit, you have to respect that man. Whatever whatever level status that women deserve, you give respect up to that limit, up to that bondage. Don't cross the limit. Chastity means purity, modesty, and no nation can be grateful at the cost of its liberty. Very important. No nation can be grateful at the cost of its liberty. In a democracy, if there is no liberty, so that nation cannot become a great. Okay. In democracy, what is important? Liberty of the people is very important. But what happened nowadays, if you say anything against the government, they will declare you anti-national. They will put UAPA, Unlawful Activity Prevention Act. UAPA, there you will not get the bail. Okay, they are putting in the so many writers. They got such a big award in writing. They are in the jail. Okay, why? Because they raise their voice. So many poets, they are behind the bar. Why? They have put up UAPA. So many students are under the jail. Why? In JNU, at the time of that Kanhaiya Kumar, they say that he chanted the slogan, and they were the colleagues of Kanhaiya Kumar. So what happened? They went under the jail, and still his companions, they are facing the trial, and still they are under the bar. They are not coming out. Okay, UAPA they have put up. So UAPA means Unlawful Activity Prevention Act. So these things are happening. So in democracy, it is very dangerous. Liberty is very important. So liberty, when the liberty is curbed, so it means what? Now there is a high chance of dictatorship in our country. This caution is far more necessary in the case of India than in the case of any other country. For in India, bhakti or what may be called the path of devotion or hero worship plays a part in its politics unequal in magnitude by the part in the politics of any other country in the world. Bhakti in religion may be road to the salvation of the soul, but in politics, bhakti or hero worship is sure road to degradation and to eventual dictatorship. Bhakti is good in the path of God, it's okay. But in the path of politics, if you will do hero worship, so it is detrimental. Detrimental means harmful. In the path of democracy, would be collapsed and there will be a dictatorship. Okay, so this is the first passage. These are the first passage, main idea. Now we shall be discussing the second passage. In the second passage, what the writer says, in politics we will have equality, and in social and economic life we have inequality. In politics we will have equality. At the time of election, these leaders, they say that liberty, equality, fraternity, trinity concept of democracy, liberty, equality and fraternity. But what happened? At the time of election, they are coming, they are taking the vote. Okay, and later on they expect social and economic, our social and economic life gets affected. Why? Because these politicians, they are not working for the welfare of these people. They are not focusing on education, health, sanitation of the subjects. The people who voted them, who have given them vote, they are not doing anything for them. Okay, if you see the road, it is in a dilapidated condition, very worst. If you see street light, there is no street light on the road. The people, they are suffering, and at the time of this lockdown, most of the people, they were very hungry. They were starved for hunger on the road. They were dead. But nobody's means the government says that we don't have the data of the manual labor who came in the month of May by walking. So this is the condition. They exploited socially, economically, and we have inequality. If you see politician, okay, once they entered, once they become MLA, MP, corporator, or gram sevak, what happened? Their income, it is double, triple as okay. So in the affidavit, what happened? They say that for 10 lakh, 5 lakhs, okay. When after becoming corporator, in the 5 years, their income, it is double, triple, okay. Crores of rupees they are earning, for 5 crore, 10 crore, okay. And if you become MLA, then what will happen? 50 crore, 100 crore, 500 crore properties, okay. It is increasing. So the money what they are eating in the form of corruption, that money belongs to the people. Whatever tax we are paying, so that tax they are keeping in their pocket in the name of different kinds of scheme. But on ground zero, if you see, there is no implementation. You will see on ground zero, story is different. So there is inequality. In politics, we recognize the principle of one man, one vote, one value. In politics, what happened? One man will one vote, and one vote become one value. Our social and economic structure deny the principle of one man, one value, and this social economic structure deny what? One man and one value. If you see this principle of democracy, one man, one value, at the time of election, okay, your vote has been counted, and this verdict comes, so and so candidate is the winner. So then what happened in the 5 years? Now you are nothing in front of those politicians. Your value is not one now. Now you are zero. Okay. We must remove the contradiction. That's why B.R. Ambedkar says we must remove this contradiction. There is a contradiction. Otherwise, democracy would be in danger. Danger if it is continue for a long. If this thing would be continue, this exploitation for a long time, then democracy will collapse and it will turn into dictatorship. Okay. Now let us have a glance over the text. On 26th of January 1950, we are going to enter into a life of contradiction. In politics, we will have equality. In social and economic life, we will have inequality. In politics, we will be recognizing the principle of one man, one vote, and one value. In our social and economic life, we shall, by reason of our social and economic structure, continue to deny the principle of one man, one value. How long shall we continue to live this life of contradiction? How long shall we continue to deny equality in our social and economic life? If we continue to deny it for long, we shall do so only by putting our political democracy in peril. Peril means danger, risk. We must remove this contradiction at the earliest possible moment, or else those who suffer from inequality will blow up the structure of political democracy which this assembly has so laboriously built up. So the B.R. Ambedkar says that if you will continue this contradiction, then that day is not far away that our country would become dictatorship country if you will give means enormous respect to the politician. Okay, so in this way, one man, one value. If you see on the ground zero, it is just contradiction. It is just opposite. You will not find one value. Okay, your value is nothing. Take the example, at the time of lockdown, what happened? Government says that we don't have the data of the doctor, corona warriors, frontline warrior, how many doctors has dead in this pandemic. So they are saying we don't have list. We don't have the list of the laborer, how many laborers were dead on the road, okay, when they were coming from city to their native village. So in this way, what happened? our value is just like only number. We are in number. Government were giving only the number. Today 1 lakh corona patient, new cases has come, 1 lakh corona patient. So among those 1 lakh, 1000 are expired. Daily it was coming. Just like commentary, live commentary was going on, and the people, they came in tension, and okay, due to this enormous tension, so many people, they became the victim of heart attack, and they were dead. So our value is only the number in front of the government. Okay, if you are dying, you are the number. Okay, they will not take your name. Okay, only on the basis of number your counting will take place, and in a democracy there is no value. These things we are seeing, we have seen in the lockdown. So these are the main points, main idea of our patient number. Second, and dear student, if you are having any doubt regarding the patient number first and second, then you give your comment on our comment box section of the YouTube channel. Thank you very much.